What's shaking, everybody? It's your boy King of the Golden State coming at you with a haul video, rather large one. So we might be here for a while, guys. It's because I had some stuff. I was meaning to do a video from last week or last weekend, and I kind of slacked off a bit. So I figure I'd compile as many books as I can into this one particular video. So we're gonna be over here for a little bit, guys. So I'm gonna see if I can fly through these books as much as I can, but before I start, you guys know the deal. Be sure to like this video because you know it's going to be a good video. And also comment below. And also subscribe. So, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. If not, tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your mother to subscribe. Tell your father to subscribe. Tell your grandfather to subscribe. Tell your wino outside over at the local liquor store to subscribe. Subscribe. So, without further ado, let's get started, guys. Starting with this one. I'm a big Adam Hughes fan, so got this Stan Lee, does the Just Imagines with Catwoman. This is an Adam Hughes cover. No interiors by Adam Hughes, but this book is actually backwards because if you see the spine here, I decided to bag this one backwards because the front has Chris Bacalo doing the cover, but for me personally, I prefer the Adam Hughes cover, so that's just me. So decided to get this from a comic shop somewhere around my job. It wasn't too far away from where I work, so I figured I'd just pick that up since I saw it sticking up and watching me. It was a stack of Stan Lee Catwoman. So I saw that and I was like, what the hell? So got that one for just cover price. So it's pretty cool. So I got that. Also, eBay purchase. This one, something I may have sold a long time ago because I had the entire miniseries, but decided to get it back from eBay purchase for a cheap price. And this is I'll get that little piece off there. Inhumans number 5. That is the first appearance of Yelena Belova. I think that's right. Yelena Belova is the next Black Widow. So there's a lot of movie talk and speculation about that character. And her first appearance is in Inhumans number 5. Just recently, they just start talking about how the Black Widow miniseries with her first issue, I believe it's a variant cover, shot up in price. So it's like a $90, $100 book. And I think I have 2 copies of that. And I just happen to just buy those out of whatever, just out of, not out of necessity, just when you go to those, when you ever go to a comic shop or a dollar sale, you'll buy something and you think, all right, well, I'll buy it just to fill up the pile. So that was one of the books, and I think I have 2 copies of that. I have to go to my storage and find out, but I know I have at least one. So I heard that book's a pretty hot book now. It was just kind of hilarious because I know I bought that book for $1. So on top of that, I got this Inhumans number 5. I do have the trade. I'm probably going to go after the single issues on purpose. I don't know. There's something about Jay Lee handling this run with Paul Jenkins writing it. It just looks beautiful. Especially this cover is a badass cover of Black Bolt. I mean, let's not have that fly by you on the radar here. This is a sick cover of Black Bolt. So there is that. So yeah, as far as finding those other single issues, I could probably find those in a dollar shop, an antique store. I went to a sale at a shopping mall. And it wasn't just a sale at a shopping mall. They actually had booths. They were selling comics and had their own in places those places that have the kiosk and such at a shopping mall. Well, those were placed by comic booths over here in Daly City in San Francisco. So it was pretty cool. Went to check that out, and they were selling some books like this, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 101. This is actually a nice issue. I got this one for really cheap. I don't think it has a real significance except for this black costume, but this thing's pretty clean except for I think the top right here has got a little scrunch, which can be easily pressed out. This has got the ability to be a 9.4, 9.6 copy if I send it into CGC. John Byrne cover too. So I love how he handled the blacks. Sounds funny saying that, but it was really cool. So had to get it. It was I think I got $6 or whatever, but it was pretty cool. I don't like talking prices too much, but sometimes you can't help but bring this up and say, got this one for fairly cheap. So black suit Spidey, can't go wrong. Also, Another book that we were talking about that was pretty hot was show this off. Not too hot, but this one it could use a bag and board. Black as Night, Green Lantern number 52. I think it's the origin of the White Ring, of the White Lantern. So I thought it was pretty cool to see that there for about $1. It's not perfect, so it's got a couple spine ticks. What else did I get here? I also picked up a Dr. Fate number 1. I believe they're talking about bringing that to TV at some point. That was pretty cheap price, so I was digging that. Also, I think I have this one, but it couldn't hurt to buy this one for less than cover price. Was Legend of the Dark Knight number 50. So I found that there. This one I couldn't believe was still sitting there in the dollar bin. Young Avengers number 10. I believe that's when Kate Bishop is mentioned as Hawkeye. So that's pretty cool to see. Also, I'm starting to collect these a little bit. Dakota North number 1s. This one's got a little issue on the top, but you know, like I said, every time I might see a Dakota North number 1 in a dollar bin, I'm gonna pick it up because you know there's talk about that being in being part of a TV show on ABC soon. So looking forward to that. This was in a dollar bin. This is like, what the hell? Found this Ultimate Comics All New Spider-Man number 26. First Ultimate Taskmaster. Saw that sitting there in a dollar bin. I couldn't believe that. I was like, what the hell? Really, guys? So, had to pick it up. I mean, I wasn't going to, you know, like berate them for having comics I wanted in their dollar bin, but it was pretty cool. Big books I picked up from there was, this one was pretty cheap. I couldn't believe it. Giant Size Defenders, number 3. That's the first appearance of Michael Kovacs, who is speculated to be in the Captain Marvel sequel. So, you know, saw that there for about, you know, well, I want to say $15. I'm not going to lie. You know, it's got a little scrunchy on the top, a little scrunchy action there on the top of that. Probably could be pressed out. This could probably be an easy 8.0, maybe a 7.5. You know, the way it looks. The binding is still put together pretty well, so I'm pretty happy about that. So, yeah. First, Michael Kovacs. I couldn't believe it was sitting in there. I think it was just a coincidence. Because I don't think they were like, you know what? You know, Michael Kovacs is going to be in a Captain Marvel movie. I'm going to put that in my box to sell books. I just happened to find out by coincidence, honestly. So this is definitely a book I'm looking to get pressed out and probably get potentially slabbed. So, found that there. Same booth had had this there, and I saw it there for $15. I was like, what the hell? Really? Because, I mean, I was kind of surprised that they offered me $15 for this. And it's a really clean copy of Umbrella Academy Umbrella Academy, the free comic book day issue. And it doesn't have any stamps or anything from which store it was. So I was pretty stoked to see that. I was like, you know what? Why the hell not? I already have 2 other copies, so I figured for $15, you can't go wrong on that. Same booth had this, and I didn't even know this came out. And it's a Superbell sketchbook by Artgerm. And yeah, he puts these out every once in a while. I like collecting sketchbooks. I'm a big sketchbook guy. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I had to pick up a sketchbook. And yeah, it's signed by Artgerm. I don't know if it's really signed by Artgerm. It could be signed by like some kindergartner or some first grader or whoever. But I figure, what the hell, you know, especially when the guy was having discounts of like 25% off his stickered price, which was like $60. And this came down to pretty much what you would get from an Artgerm site. So I was pretty stoked to see that. So I figured, why the hell not? I have like the first 4 Super Bell sketchbooks, and I just had to pick it up. I didn't feel like buying it online. I was like, it's right there in front of me. So pretty stoked to have that. Went to a toy shop, and they do like really like old magazines, comic books, toys, mainly toys. So I went through their stuff, and I saw what comics they had. It's weird how they have like books behind their glass doors, and you're kind of like, why would you have a $5 book in a glass door? You know, it just made no sense. And I think they were just running out of room. So I decided to dig through some stuff. I dig through a long box, and I found this one right here, Transformers number 67. That is a Jim Lee cover. Had to pick that up because it's Jim Lee. I'm debating on sending this to San Diego and getting a signing slab, is a debate, though. That's the thing, because there's a spine tick or two, and I don't know if it's even worth getting slabbed if that's the case. It's like a spine tick on the right by Optimus Prime here. It's not going to come out very well in that light, but if you look closely, I think it's right there and one right there. I'm on the bait where I want to just send this out to CGC and get it, facilitated and, signed and slabbed, because it'd be cool to have a Jim Lee signed copy of his Transformers, So I really like this cover of Galvatron. It's pretty badass. Also went through their little glass display, which they had some books in there, like literally $5. They're like $5 books. But I also had some other books that stuck out to me too. For example, this. I had a Sentry. I used to have a copy of Sentry when it first came out, but I think I sold it like back when it wasn't popular. So I went to go look for another one, so I found this one there. Talked them down to a pretty good price. And it's not the cleanest copy, but this is definitely at least a 9. I mean, you can use a press. I think there's a fingerprint somewhere on the Roberta Direct Edition thing here. It's tough to make out. But yeah, I just had to get it. I just felt like, this is like a title that I might just take off somewhere either in the next phase of the Marvel Universe or a phase after. So it's always good to invest in something like a title like Sentry, especially when it's like the Marvel Knights Sentry. So picked that up. Also picked up another copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 301. This one's whiter and cleaner than the other copy from my previous video. This one is this could go either way. This feels like a 9.6. I'm hoping a 9.8. I'm going to send both copies in and we'll find out probably before the end of the summer what these grades come back as. But the guy had it there for like, I think $30. I couldn't help it. I was like, for the price, I could deal with it and see what happens. So some stuff's got some pressable defects, but then again, it's a white cover, so I can't tell if it's a spine tick or not. This one's got a potential pressable defect right there on the spine. It's a little tough to make out, but other than that, the back cover is fine. Yeah, for $30, I had to give it a shot. I mean, the corners are sharp. Everything else looks pretty clean. So I'm going to send this in to my presser and get it pressed and go from there and throw the chips out there and see where it lay. I'm still trying to find that Amazing Spider-Man 30198. It's like a contest, So that was from last weekend, and from also when I went to my quarter sale, it was like day before, so last Saturday, I went to a quarter sale. So I went to pretty much a quarter sale for the San Francisco Public Library. It was pretty cool. Not the greatest though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I couldn't hold. It's hard. It's you don't want to hold your breath on some of the sales you go to over there. So these are books I found for that quarter sale at SF Public Library. Uncanny X-Force number 10, but it was a meaningless issue. It's kind of like, whatever. Picked that up for a quarter. Picked up Black Adam number 3 of 6. Also number 2 of 6. I think somebody may have beat me to number 1. So, oh well. Picked up more issues of Survivors Club. If you guys know in my previous videos, I picked up a bunch of those because they were talked about for a TV show or a movie. Survivors Club number 3. Also picked up a Survivors Club number 2. And of course, last but not least, Survivors Club number 1. So I got a bunch of these Survivors Club number 1s. I'm not sure when these things are going to really take off, so I'm going to hold on to them until then. So those I got for a quarter. I was pretty happy about that. Also, like I said, I like to speculate on stuff. Nothing too crazy, but also I just picked up because I like the Dale Keown cover of Kirby Genesis. We didn't find, like, me and my buddy, we didn't find too many things in those boxes, like it was like tough sailing. And we went through like for me personally, I went through the first 3 long boxes and I really didn't find shit at all. It was tough. I was like, usually I would flip through those boxes and I was like, holy shit, usually I'd find something. I didn't find anything in those first 3 boxes over that quarter sale. It was crazy. So as I dug deeper and deeper, I found stuff eventually, like what you just saw previous to that. So Found a Kirby Genesis. I have no idea what the hell this book's about. I just love the Dale Keown cover. Let's see, X-Men Legacy 253. I believe that's the first in game. I'm not sure if it's that issue or it's another issue. It might be another issue. But I saw it there and I figured, what the hell? I can't find anything else. Let's see, Inhumans number 2. Found that, part of that run. So, kind of digging that for a quarter. Another book I found was XXX Zombies. Whatever. I mean, I saw it and I was like, it's a cool looking cover. Kind of dug it. I'm not sure if I have any more issues of this to pick up, but I found a Witches number 6. I think I might have it. I might not. But when you're going through a dollar, quarter bin sale, you don't want to hesitate. You kind of want to see if something and think, do I have it? Do I not have it? I'm not sure. So I went from there and just said, fuck, screw it. Danger Girl special. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that Arthur Adams drew it, and for a quarter, couldn't go wrong with that. So, picked up Thor, number 617, first Kid Loki. I think that's like my third or fourth copy. I didn't want to turn it away. So, this one was kind of interesting. I found this for a quarter, and this is Primordial's Origins, written by Leonard Nimoy, but it's got an Arthur Adams cover. So, and it's still in a poly bag, so I was really digging that for a quarter. I was like, you know what, Arthur Adams, you can't go wrong. So I pulled that out for a quarter. Also got Adam Hughes, Legends of the Stargazers, or Stargrazers. I was kind of like, whatever, it's Adam Hughes. This, you can't go wrong with, because honestly, Spectre, number 8, glow in the dark cover for a quarter. Really can't go wrong for a quarter on the glow in the dark cover. I really dig stuff like that, especially when it's a quarter. You never say no to a glow in the dark cover for a quarter. Also found that it's a free comic day, Suicide Squad number 1. Yeah, it kind of feels weird or like a rip when you're paying a quarter for a free comic book day issue, but whatever. Found this as well. I have no idea what the significance of Wolverine number 62 is. All I know is it's a second printing variant, and I dug the cover. I thought it was pretty cool. Also, didn't know that they made a second print of this. The Fade Out number 1. I mean, it kind of caught my eye, and I figured, what the hell, it's a second print. I mean, it's not worth anything, but it was just, for me, it was worth picking up because I thought it was pretty cool to see. Because I read the miniseries and it was really a dope miniseries, and apparently by Brubaker. Also saw this, even though I had like 2 other copies of these signed. I saw this in there as the art of Homage Studios. I thought, man, that's funny. So I just totally recall, like, back in the day, getting this signed by pretty much everybody from Homage Studios. Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Will Spazio, Scott Williams, and so forth. It was pretty cool. So just to see that in there, I was like, you know what? I want to not pick this up, but it's a quarter, so I'm going to do it anyway. And as the day was dying down, I really didn't find too much. I was waiting for my buddy to finish picking up his comics. So while I was waiting for him, I was kind of like slowly fingering through the rest of the boxes, at the quarter sale. And I found this one, Mercy Sparks. I believe that's number 1. No, number 0, actually. And that was on the CBSI top 10 list. I found that there for a quarter. I was kind of like, all right, I already have a copy of this one, but my previous copy has spine ticks all over the cover. This one's pretty clean. I'm surprised this thing survived like the whole raid of people trying to get other comic books. So it was pretty funny seeing that. Also found this in there, which I never thought I'd really find. Stumptown number 1. Not the cleanest copy. It's got a little scruff on the top there, but it was, just to see it there for a quarter, I was like, holy shit. Just going through, I was kind of like slowly, kind of like going through long boxes, just like kind of slowing down, because I was like, whatever. And also here's Stumptown number 1. I was like, holy shit, okay, cool. So I picked that up for a quarter. Another book I found for a quarter was Ami Kami Girls, featuring Power Girl, and that's the Lupa Pacino variant, Lupa Pacino actual cover, and usually goes for about $15 on online. So kind of funny just seeing that sitting there. I was like, man, how did this? Because we were digging through boxes forever, and I'm kind of surprised to see how some of these books actually still were sitting in there waiting to be picked up. It was weird. So, I saw that in there, had to grab it. This is like my third copy, I think. Pretty dope. Also found this in there. This I've been looking for comic shops forever. Um, and I couldn't find it. And it was Shadow Man 13. And it's funny, like the guy who was there was a guy who was going through a bunch of short boxes as well, long boxes, just pushes a little short box towards me, to help me kill my time waiting for my buddy. And so I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna go through them. So I went through them, found a bunch of Valiants, and I started seeing a bunch of Shadow Mans. I saw 11, and I saw 12, and I'm like, do I see 13? Boom, 13 right here. And I was like, it's not, it's a pretty cool variant. It's like this book goes for like, online, this book right here goes for like $25. So like I got this for a quarter, and it was pretty badass to see that. So yeah, it's funny. I was like, I'm surprised nobody knew about this over where I was at. So the fact that I knew it was pretty badass to find that and just take it, especially when I had like really nothing else to really grab after I stopped picking up books at the time. I was just waiting for my buddy. So that was pretty much a quarter sale. That was pretty much what I found there. Later on that day, though, when I got home and my buddy dropped me off, I decided to go to my LCS. Oh, sorry. Before I went back to the LCS at the quarter sale, found Howling Commando Shield #1, another copy, also another copy, and another copy, and another copy. First appearance of Glyph. It's supposed to be in the Hulu show. I'm sure you guys heard me talk about this before. I've heard TiVo of Lords of the Long Box mention this several times before. I think I might have 15 copies of Howling Commandos of Shield #1, and I got them for all those 15 copies I've gotten for no more than $5. I'm hoping this book picks up hard, because like I said, it's a good time to start selling at that point. So yeah, all these were for a quarter. Pretty cool. So got that. Went to my local, not my personal local comic shop. I went to a comic shop down the street where I live, and I don't normally go in there, but I was like, whatever. So I decided to go see what's going on, see what they got going on in there. Found Canto #1. I believe this book is starting to sell out just about anywhere you go. So found that. Found a Road of Bones. I saw something about that in a in Key Collector's app, so I thought that was pretty cool. This I couldn't believe I found for $5 each, but Black Panther #5, and another copy of Black Panther #5. So it makes it 3 copies on my account right now because I have 3 of them all together. And I believe it's the first appearance of Shuri as Black Panther. Cool J. Scott Campbell variant. Really dug that. So found those for $5 each. And I was going to think about, why she had a price like that. And I overheard the owner's conversation that she's just lazy, so she prices them the way she wants to price them. So I was like, all right. Found these in there for cover. Silver Surfer Black second print variant. Found 1, found 2, found 3, and I found 4. So I think it brings my count to like 6 or 7 copies of Silver Surfer Black. This is normally like a $25 book right now. So for cover price, I couldn't say no. Also, still trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this stuff, but it is like lightning crazy right now with the whole Wolverine's Daughter. So I found a couple copies over there in that shop of Marvel Comics Presents #5. Found 1, found 2, found 3, found 4, and I found 5 copies of the cameo of Wolverine's Daughter. This thing goes like $20 each, like $25 each. I might flip these at some point because I got other big books to get, but I thought it was pretty cool. And I might get one of these signed by Arthur Adams because it's a really cool. Despite what they say about the whole Wolverine's Daughter thing, honestly, I haven't picked up the Marvel Comics Presents thing very often, but I really think Arthur Adams is really killing it with these covers. If that's one thing that's going by the wayside besides the whole Wolverine's Daughter, let's not put aside the fact that Arthur Adams is straight murdering it right now with these sick ass covers right now. So I found 5 copies of that. Still haven't found issue #6 because I think this is a low print run, and it's a royal pain in the ass to find. Also in that same shop, I was going through her glass case of comic books she had hanging around there. around there, and I saw this book that I had before, and I had to pick it up, especially at the price. And I think this thing could be, could benefit from a lot of good stuff. So, Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, #1. First appearance of Luke Cage, obviously, and yeah, it's got some issues. It's got some scruffing on the side here, a couple of color breaks right there in the corner, and also like a stain on the bottom part here, which I'm hoping I get cleaned if I can. And of course, it's got this nice, beautiful little cut right there on the top right by the sticker. That's a little tear. So, with any luck, we'll see. I want to get this thing cleaned and pressed, despite the little tear on the top right, and hopefully come back with a 4 or a 5.0, for what it's worth. So, we'll see. So, I got that from there. Went home, took a nap, guys pretty much woke up in the middle of the night. So, went to the Berkeley Comics Show, and I was pretty excited about that. That was a really good show. Really dug that. Because first I walked in there with my buddy and his son, and we went to the dollar bins, and I found a lot of good dollar bin stuff, man. And also, went to a couple of random other things. But as far as the dollar bin goes, let me see, what order do I want to go with this? Let's start with this. Uncanny X-Men, found that in the dollar bin, because the guy doesn't really care about what he puts in his dollar bin, really. He's kind of like one of those guys who flies off the seat of his pants. He had this in there. He had a Ed Brubaker, Billy Tan signed copy of Uncanny X-Men 476. I saw that. Yeah, certificate and authenticity. I was like, whatever. This is pretty cool. For $1? Despite the sticker you see on there, don't worry about it. So I kept digging through stuff in that dollar bin. Yeah, Superman number 215, which was cool. This was cool. Little did I know that this was part of a connecting cover. This right here is part of that connecting cover. This is another copy of Superman 215. I didn't know that until I got there. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, this is a connecting cover? So it was pretty cool to see that. Picked up this one in the dollar bin. Is the Spirits of Vengeance, #1. More Hulu talk on that, so I thought that was pretty cool. Picked up, let me see, Flash, #170. I mean, I think it's because the copy's really tattered, but it's a really cool Carmine Infantino cover. I just picked it up out of impulse because, I think I might have this or might not have it. I don't think I have this on my list, of books of the Flash. So it was pretty cool. So picked that up. Picked up a copy of the Hulk 130. There's a reason why this thing's like $1. It's got some serious trace action. Like, some kid must have traced the hell out of it, as you can see right there. So for $1, I was like, you know what? It's good reading material. I'm going to go with it. So picked that up. And let me see. Picked up another Adam Hughes cover of Star Wars Rebel Heist Part 1. Had to go with it because, it's Adam Hughes, and Adam Hughes does great fucking covers. Also picked up a Baby Teeth #1. There's a lot of talk about that. Just got that for $1. Also picked up another copy of Dakota North #1. Kind of looking for that. This one's a cleaner copy than the one I found last weekend, but this is I was hoping to find a Canadian variant that TiVo was talking about. Found this. This is really sick. I like this J.G. Jones cover of Final Crisis. Bear in mind, J.G. Jones is a very underrated cover artist, and he does some really badass stuff. I love his work on Fables. Loved his work on Final Crisis here. Really awesome stuff. Let me see if I pull this down. How far are we? We're almost 30 minutes in. Crazy. Found 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Amazing Spider-Man 798 for $1 each, and some of the booths over the shows were selling these for $15. So, all right. I mean, I'm not sure how many copies of these I have, but I gotta sell these at some point now because they're $1 each. Why not get rid of them? Found a $7.99. That's a pretty sick cover, though. I like that. These were the ones I couldn't believe I found, and this blew my mind. But found this in a dollar bin. Batman Universe That was the Mark of the Phantasm. That is this particular issue is the introduction, or the introduction of the Phantasm character into the DC continuity. So this book is kind of in that hot top 20 book, and it's in that list. So it's, you know, it's for a book like this is normally like a $40, like a $35-$40 book, and I'm really stoked to have it. This one's not the greatest one. It's got some scuffing on here. I think it's like a printer error. So I found that in the dollar bin along with this one, and along with another copy, and another copy, and another copy, all for $1 each. I couldn't believe I found those in there. And they were in there for a minute. I was kind of like surprised nobody picked up on that. As soon as I saw those in there, I was like, all right, I'm taking all 5. Screw it. You know, so yeah, pretty stoked about that. So got that. And what else is there? I did go after some priced books as well. So, you know, nothing too crazy, but went after I just said screw it. I saw this in one of the books, one of the boxes, you know, at another booth. It was Tales of Suspense, Captain America and Iron Man, Cap versus Black Panther. Not the greatest cover, or not the greatest copy, because it's got like a tear right there in the bottom right, and a little flip right there in the middle. But, you know, the guy wanted 12. I told him 10. He said that's fine. Some foxing on the side, so that's fair enough. I just wanted a copy of Black Panther versus Captain America, so I thought it was pretty cool. Also picked up first appearance of Black Canary, and I'm sorry, who was it? Birds of Prey. Excuse me, Birds of Prey. First appearance of Birds of Prey. It's a really cool Gary Frank cover. I really love Gary Frank. Gary Frank's like an underrated artist in my opinion. So there was that. And also found Web of Spider-Man number 99. I believe it's a first appearance of Nightwatch. Nothing crazy, man. I mean, it's like first appearance of Nightwatch. Not like the first appearance of Superman or anything. So picked that up. And also in the same booth, the guy had these on a table. I probably stole this from somebody, but I paid a pretty decent price for them. Adam Hughes covers of the Spoof Comics run. Justice Brides number 7. At Daredame number 5. Look how sweet that is. That is sweet, isn't it? That's insane. Also, Bat Babe number 2. I thought this was really cool. I just had to pick these up, especially, you know, being an Adam Hughes fan that I am. Those were all really clean copies, and, you know, the guy gave them for me for a fair price, so I was pretty stoked about that. Also, stopped by one of my buddies, Shortbox, Gene and BJ. If you ever see their booth at any con, you should swing by and buy their stuff. But this was calling me, man. This was really calling me. This Inhumans here. And if you don't see in the camera, right there down below, signed by Jay Lee. I just love the cover. I think I have the trade. And the trade is a great read. But the single issues for me is like what gets it. You know, like this cover stands out in my opinion. This is one I might, even though it's already, yeah, it's like signed by Jay Lee. I'll probably just get this through signature verification for CBCS and just get it graded and have it come back, hopefully a high grade, because clearly you don't want to send it to the CGC to get it, you know, green label. For me, I'd rather get it verified and get a nice looking slab with a red label on it. Although the red label will make it look weird, huh? Who cares? But still, book presents very well. Looks beautiful, and it's definitely one of my favorite Jay Lee covers of all time. I think Jay Lee's done some really good stuff with like Hellshock and Namor and what have you, but Inhumans, oh my god, he kills it. But that's about it, guys. I got nothing else. You know, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, give this video a like. I spent about 34 minutes, almost about to get 35 minutes putting this out for you, so it wouldn't hurt to have a nice like for it. And subscribe. If you know anybody who might want to subscribe to this video or channel, feel free. That's it. Feel free. I'll see if I can get another video out sometime in the next week or so. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.